Hey guys, this is Chris with The Mind Divided. I hope this finds you guys doing well, doing whatever it is you may be doing today or tonight or whatever the case may be. I wanted to do a quick update video, and this is regarding subsequent videos. So about a week ago, there was a break-in at my house, and subsequently my bike was stolen and has yet to be recovered. And if we are to be honest and frank, the likelihood of the bike being recovered is exceptionally small at this point, as is the case with many stolen bikes. So I have no expectation of being able to find the bike. So with that, I've been out of action for a little while. So I really can't really continue talking about the Pony Rustler. I was gearing up to do a comprehensive review, a 6-month review of the Pony Rustler. As you guys have noticed in prior videos, I've had some issues with the Pony Rustler, most of which fell under warranty services and have been, for the most part, resolved. And so I wanted to give a more detailed, in-depth review of that bike, because I think underneath all the problems that I had, mainly with components, there's a really good frame. There's an outstanding frame, an excellent suspension platform, one of the best suspension platforms I've ever had the pleasure of riding. It's just that the cost for Salsa cycles, I think the cost for the actual quality, what you actually get, there are some discrepancies there, and that is to say, you can pay less money to get a bike with a better spec and a better warranty, frankly, at another company. That's not to say that Salsa makes a bad bike per se. It just is. It is somewhat of an esoteric boutique kind of off-brand, and so you are paying for the esoteric nature of the bike. Part of that's in the price. And unfortunately, there is a really good bike, an incredible pedaling platform that is very responsive to the trail. And the last month or so, it has been an absolute treat riding that bike. I've taken that bike on some incredible rides. A couple weeks ago, I finished a 35-mile adventure ride. Started up in the mountains and rode through the mountains on single track and double track, and we were using GPS and finding our way through, and dropped down out into the desert, and was just a 6-7 hour adventure ride from one city to another, and we had shuttles arranged, and it was just incredible and wonderful memories. And now I don't have that anymore, and that's unfortunately, it's more than just the cost or the loss of an object with a bike. It's that there are so many memories built into that in some sense I've lost a part of my life in that sense by having this bike stolen. So that's been a pretty big bummer. Luckily, it looks like the my home insurance will be covering that. So I will end up taking a hit on a deductible. But I will at least be able to recuperate some of the monetary cost of the bike, which means this puts me in an interesting situation that I had not anticipated, and that is that I will be bike shopping as soon as the payment goes through. I'm still waiting on the police report to be finished, and that as well as receipts for the bike will go through, and should have a payout hopefully within the next week or so. So that'll be nice in the sense that I be shopping for a new bike, and I have no idea what to go for, what to look at. I considered another Salsa, but frankly, and this is not to say that all Salsa bikes are bad, because clearly the Spearfish that I had was an extraordinarily exceptional bike. But I don't know that I want to spend the money that I did on the Pony Rustler again on another Pony Rustler I looked at maybe a Red Point, but again, I could only afford the low end, and it doesn't have a dropper seat post. It has a really long stem. I'd have to upgrade it a lot. And so I'm actually going to be looking at a more mainstream brand for my next bike, simply because I can get better spec and better warranty for a lower price. And that's not to say that Salsa makes a bad bike. It's just that for the money, for the value, I'm looking at other platforms. Right now, I have been looking at Trek. I've had some pretty good experience with the Trek fuels in the past, and the new fuels are just trail shredding monsters that have mid-fat plus size options available. Let's see here. I'm also looking at Santa Cruz. Specifically, I'm looking at the 2018 Tall Boys in the 650B plus. Probably go with the R plus build kit for the aluminum frame. The carbon frame might be just a bit out of my price range, so I'm looking at maybe the higher spec aluminum frame, right around $3,200, $3,300. So those are my two shortlisted platforms. I'm either looking at Trek or Santa Cruz, and I'm actually leaning more towards Santa Cruz. So that's what I'm looking at. If you guys have any suggestions or comments or questions, hit me up in the comments below. I'll try to get back to you if I can. But I'm really excited about the prospect of the Santa Cruz. I got to ride a Santa Cruz a couple of years ago when I did some touring in California, in Marin County. I actually have some video from that, and that was on a Bronson, which is a longer travel bike. But the Tall Boy, this is a third generation Tall Boy, so they've really looks like they have a great package. The geometry looks incredible. Has a nice 68 degree head tube angle, fairly steep seat, so you kind of have this compromise between aggressive trail geometry and climbing, and then the virtual pivot point, the VPP single pivot suspension is very well regarded and well respected. It's an incredibly stable pedaling platform, from what I understand. So that'll really be good for the long endurance and marathon kinds of riding that I do. The other thing is I can get 29er rims, and I can convert the bike to 29. So it's like mini bikes that are coming out now. I can either roll 29er or I can do 650 plus, so that allows for more options. It also comes with a dropper seat post, and at this point in my life, I really think that a dropper seat post has become the new tubeless tire setup. And that is to say that it is almost an essential piece of spec. At least for me, it is. It is just a game changer, and it has really enabled me to do things and to ride technical terrain that I probably wouldn't have been able to learn how to ride had that not been available. So, tubeless tires, dropper seat post, full suspension, these are all things that are mandatory. And it's nice. It's this nice, shorter travel package that I really like. I've got the Kona, the Process, which is only 111 millimeters of travel in the rear and a 120 up front. It's a short travel 29er. And I seem to really gravitate toward these shorter travel bikes that have aggressive trail geometry. It just seems like the perfect compromise between a pure XC and a pure enduro kind of bike. So I'm heavily leaning toward the Santa Cruz. I did actually last spring, so it was a little less than a year ago. I ended up getting to demo some Santa Cruz bikes, and I really, for the most part, enjoyed what I liked, and so I'm looking forward to that. But I'd love to see what you guys have to say about my short list of bike considerations. All right. Well, we'll see you guys in the next video, and hopefully that will be a new bike video perhaps. Alrighty guys, I hope you have a good time doing whatever you may be doing. You all take care.